Ladies and gentlemen, as part of your orientation prior to your separation from the respective services, Mr. John Rodney of the Veterans Administration will provide you some valuable information. Mr. Rodney.
Thank you, Major. This booklet, entitled Once a Veteran, contains valuable information for all of you. At the conclusion of my talk, each one of you will be given a copy. And now, on the eve of your separation from the military service, whether you decide to re-enlist and remain in the service or go back to civilian life, there are a number of benefits extended to you by your government, to which each of you is entitled. During this orientation, we'll review them all, so for your own good, pay close attention. Keep them in mind as you can take advantage of them. And I can't impress this upon you too much. You owe it to yourself.
Sarge. Me? Reenlist, of course. I've got a lot of time invested in the service, and they've got a lot invested in me. It takes thousands for trainer replacements. Right, Charlie? Right. Then there's my reenlistment bonus and proficiency pay. Another thing, 20 years service, and I'll still be able to retire while I'm young enough to start a new career. 2 paychecks, Charlie. You got to think about things like that, right?
Nice here.
Yeah, but don't forget, Charlie. Nowadays, after 2 years service, everyone's a veteran. Entitled to GI benefits even while on active duty. That means I can get a GI home loan. Other stuff, too. Hey, are you listening? A fella can stay in the service and even get an education. Go to college, too. Then when he gets out, there's still plenty of time to take advantage of the educational opportunities in the GI Bill. Hey, what about you?
Huh?
What's on your agenda?
I hadn't thought much about it.
Well, a man's got to think to the future, plan ahead, right?
Fact is, I have been thinking about it, Sarge.
Well?
Well, for the next 6 months, I'm not going to do a doggone thing, except maybe have the biggest ball in history.
Well, I'll leave you to your dreams. Goodbye, Charlie.
Biggest blast in history.
Draw one.
How old are you, Sonny?
Look, I've just spent 2 years with my life on the line for my country. I'm entitled to a drink.
Given your draft board your address yet, Mac? It ain't polite to point, Mac. You know you got to give your draft board your address. You only have 10 days after you get out of the service. And then, of course, if you never registered for the draft, you only have 30 days to check in with selective service. Times are flying, Mac. Better get with it, Mac.
Forgot your hat.
Now, don't point. It ain't polite. Chances you take, laddie. You better check your insurance. You know, a veteran's got 120 days after discharge to convert his SGLI insurance. Well, I suppose you're still all in one piece. Now, get along with you, and don't you let another day go by.
What's up? Oh! What? Right now? I'm in the bathtub.
Really, I'm so sorry.
You certainly were in a hurry.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Why don't you watch where you're going?
I didn't mean to. Please.
Well,
I'm terribly sorry. I really didn't mean to hit you. Please, is there anything I can do to help?
that's all right.
Can I help you with this?
Dolly, we've got to go. If you wait too long, you're going to be late.
I'm terribly sorry. Can I take you out to get you a soda or a
No,
beer?
I'm sorry. I have to go to work right now.
But I should make this up to you. I'm really sorry. Well, wait a minute. How about going out with me tonight?
But I hardly know you.
Well, my name's Charlie Tinker. I just got out of the Army, and I'm not really such a bad guy.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Those darn girls, they've been keeping me too busy lately. Just a minute, I'm coming. You, Dolly Clark? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dolly Clark. Happy birthday to you. Signed, Charlie S. Tinker.
Who sent you all the flowers, Dolly?
A very nice boy, Daddy. His name is Charlie Tinker. I bumped into him yesterday.
Young buck ought to know better than to go to bothering us so early on a Saturday morning. That is real ham. Well, I think I'll go to my little old den and relax for a little while, Dolly. Y'all take care of yourselves here.
Yes, Daddy.
Thank you. On this happy Mother's Day, though you're not a mother, you and I, Dolly Clark, should love one another.
Oh,
Charlie S. Tinker.
oh, thank you.
I don't like girls.
Charlie, these last few weeks certainly have been wonderful. But you must have something in mind. What do you want to do with yourself?
Right now, just one big swing. It's what I saved my money for. But how about you, Dolly? What do you want?
What every woman wants, I suppose. A home and children and a husband who comes home each night from work to his family.
Pardon me, I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Every veteran, you know, has the right to a GI loan to buy or build a house.
Let's get out of here.
Charlie!
Yeah, but it was none of his business. Come on, let's get a cab. Taxi.
I'm sorry, Mac. This cab is already took. But you know, I don't want to be no Budinsky. But I was hearing what you said about business. You know, us hackies picks up a lot of things. Like, for instance, a veteran can sometimes get a loan from the Small Business Administration to go into business for himself. Free advice, no charge.
Charlie, restrain yourself.
Dolly, let's go inside and talk a while.
I'm a bit tired. It's been a full day.
Okay, how about tomorrow night? We'll go out in the town, have a ball.
Charlie, why don't you go see a doctor tomorrow? You've been acting, well, sort of ill.
No, I'm okay. I'll call you tomorrow.
Good night, Charlie.
Good night. Call you tomorrow.
Take a good look, son. If that cavity started in service, you only have a year to apply for Veterans Administration dental care.
Dolly's right. I gotta see a psychiatrist. That one. That reminds me, my father used to chase my mother around the house like that all the time.
Well, I must say, young man, you've got a highly interesting set of reactions. Tell me a little more about yourself.
I even hear voices. I keep seeing this man almost everywhere. He's like a father image to me, always telling me what's good for me. All I want is to be left alone.
Ah, it's very clear to me, young fella. What we got here is a case of what we call in the psychiatric jargon a foul-up. That means the libido or the id is in conflict, and that in turn hurts the superego when you get a big case of the Weltschmerz. Now, what I'm going to prescribe is 2 aspirins and chicken soup.
Chicken soup? That won't help.
It wouldn't hurt. In any case, what you need first is a complete physical. And may I remind you, young man, that as a veteran, you are entitled to complete VA outpatient medical care if your condition is due to military service.
Hello? Charlie, I'm not supposed to take personal calls. Of course I like you. I like you very much. But I think you should get a job. I know, but get a job and settle down, please. Otherwise, I don't think we should see each other anymore. I've got to hang up now.
Dolly? Hello, Dolly? I say, old boy, you look rather depressed. Would you like a short snort? No? Well, you won't mind if I have one. Would you like to read the want ads? Well, actually, you don't have to, you know. A veteran has the right to get his old job back if he applies within 90 days after being separated. Not only that, time in military service counts towards seniority benefits that could mean a higher pay and a better job. But of course, if they can't find you a job, the state unemployment agency tries very hard, still can't find you one, you're probably eligible for unemployment compensation to sort of tide you over. So you've got it both ways, old boy, coming and going. I say, are you with me?
Remember, Mac, not much time left to get in touch with your insurance company and convert that SGLI insurance. And don't forget, if you're disabled, you may be eligible for another $10,000 policy from the VA.
Mind if I mention something? There are all sorts of benefits for the disabled veteran, depending upon the degree of his disability. Now, if this pertains to you or any of your friends, don't you think you ought to look into it?
Don't you get tired of doing this?
Golly, no. I could watch this all day.
Oh, no. Okay, you guys, break it up. Come on. Up to it. Come on. Up, up. Key, now. Jumping jacks. Wait for hold on the muscles, men. Line up, men. That's right. Here we go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. I'm sorry about that, Mac. I guess my guys are a little too eager. You know, but they got a great team spirit. Anything for the old school.
And speaking of school, the Veterans Administration has a program of vocational rehabilitation for disabled veterans. You can go to school or get job training for as long as it takes.
See you later, pal. Dolly, please.
A word to the wise. Every veteran disabled by injury or disease, incurred or aggravated while in the service, should file for compensation at the nearest VA office.
Unless I see you, Dolly, I will shoot myself. Then, what will happen to our future if your husband-to-be takes his own life?
As survivors of a veteran, your widow and children may be entitled to pension or compensation payment.
I'm glad you came, Dolly. I really am glad. I'll do anything you say, only don't shut me out of your life.
I'm glad too, Charlie. If only you could start thinking more about your future and stop acting funny, like staring at every stranger you meet like he's Batman.
Is that all? I'll do it. I'll do it. Honest. From now on, no more staring. I'll be substantial, real solid.
Pardon me, monsieur. There are some changes in the menu. Now you can get high school with no charge against entitlement. You can get on-the-job training, on-the-farm training, even flight training. All you have to have is the qualification. Mademoiselle?
Friendly waiter.
He's old enough to be your grandfather. Dolly, I'm serious. What I'm trying to say is
I know, and I feel the same way too. I think it's time that you met my father. honey. You're just in time. My father's waiting for us in his den. My father loves this den. It's his own private little world.
Come on in, son. Join the family.
Dad, this is Charlie Tinker, the boy I told you about.
Oh, boy. Sit down. It's about time I had a heart-to-heart talk with my future son-in-law. Give that young buck a cigar. Tobacco grown on our own plantation. Oh. Well, that's good. I like a man that doesn't smoke. It shows character. Have a drink instead. Well, now, if I do say it, I'm a self-made man. And I feel I have the right to ask you, what are your future prospects? Have you got a job? Well, as a veteran, you can get job counseling downtown at the State Employment Service. Even job training. Well, by Jupiter, they'll even find you a job. Oh, you want to finish school, is that it? Well, great balls of fire, boy. Why don't you say so? As a veteran, I say again, as a veteran, you have the right to educational assistance if your learning doesn't take more than 8 years. That means college, correspondence school, vocational school, why, even high school. Just apply at your nearest VA office. Now, if you'll come with me, I'll show you where you can get all the help you need.
Now, I got some growing in the garden here for you. Show you all the doors are open to you as a veteran so you can plan your future life. Here we have the Department of Labor, job finding assistance, job training. Now, come with me, son. I'll show you something else. Here again, Department of Labor, for veterans' reemployment rights. Now, I got something else to show you. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, for veterans' Social Security rights. Now, step this way. Then you have the Veterans Administration for all your veterans' benefits. Just contact your nearest VA office.
Now, Charles, my boy, I want you to think about everything I've been telling you. Not only think about it, but act on it. Now, why don't you take my dolly to a nice movie? You got any money? Good. I like a man with money.
Fighter, kid. Why don't you stay here with me, Erica?
I can't. I have to go back to Plainfield, New Jersey.
I want you to stay here. I build you a big castle on top of the mountain with the golden minarets caressing the fleecy clouds. I'll build you a purple path where all the people coming to pay homage to you. I'm going to build you a rainbow garden whose beauty is only matched by your beauty.
Well, how are you able to do that?
It's easy. Under the Manpower Development and Training Act, if he's a veteran, he's want a special skill. He's applied to the State Employment Service for job training. That's my message. Now I gotta go back to work.
I think we better go now.
Charlie, not again.
I don't feel well.
Maybe we better go home.
All right.
Let's see if Daddy's up, all right? Doesn't he look precious? Oh, Charlie, I've been neglecting you, haven't I? Come with me. Relax, sweetheart. Would you like some more milk or tea?
Tea? No, no thanks, no tea. I'll be all right in just a minute. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused, Dolly. It's just that I keep seeing this man who's always telling me about veterans' benefits.
But as a veteran, Charlie, you owe it to yourself to find out about those things.
For example, take Social Security. For every month of your military service, you get Social Security wage credits. It may not seem important now, but we have to look ahead to the future when we both reach retirement age. Then Social Security will be very important to us.
Charlie, it's all my fault. I kept you waiting too long. But I'm going to make it up to you. We're going to get married, and the sooner the better.
Kid, where did he come from? Good old
Dearly
Sarge.
beloved, before we embark upon this ceremony on this rosy and sometimes very glorious path of matrimony, I would like to interrupt the ceremony to say a few words to Mr. Tinker, the bridegroom. Now, you, Mr. Tinker, are a veteran, and as a future family man, there are certain benefits which will accrue to you by your service to your country. Mr. Tinker.
Breaks it.
Mr. Tinker! Mr. Tinker! Mr. Tinker!
Golly, Dave Moses, I always said, there's something about that boy that's not quite right.
Cool it, man. Dig this. Every veteran's entitled to hospital care at a VA hospital if he can't pay for his care. Now, come on, pay attention, man. Of course, if he's disabled while on active duty, he got top priority for hospital care. Better get this cat in there, man.
I'm afraid you waited too long, Charlie. This is the 120th day, you know. Your last day to convert your SGLI insurance. So you've lost everything. Dolly, your insurance, your whole future. But it may make you feel better to know that you probably are eligible for a burial allowance from the Veterans Administration. Have you checked into that? You owe it to yourself to look into these things.
Now, wait a minute. Let's talk this over.
Now, Charlie, relax.
Oh, come on.
Just relax. Now, don't try to fight it. No, Charlie, don't fight it. Nurse.
One.
Hey, wake up. You missed most of the orientation.
That's what you think.
And so, summing up, if you re-enlist and remain in the military service, whether Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, or Coast Guard, your benefits will include a re-enlistment bonus and proficiency pay, early retirement benefits, and I can't stress this too much, educational benefits while in service, as well as those in the GI Bill when you finally become separated. Now, on the other hand, if you return to civilian life, be sure to take advantage of your insurance benefits, educational assistance in the GI Bill, home loan benefits, your reemployment rights, job finding assistance, civil service preference, job counseling and training, medical, dental, and hospital care,
as well as those benefits extended to disabled servicemen. In closing, let me remind you, these benefits are extended to you by a grateful nation. It is your responsibility to learn what they are and how to use them. Now, if you'll please remain seated, copies of this pamphlet, Once a Veteran, will be handed out to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Major.
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Dolly?
Dolly! Dolly, wait! Dolly, I love you!